Hey everybody, it's me Stacey here at Scrapbooking Made Simple, scrapbookingmadesimple.com. It's time for our next Saturday with Stacey YouTube class number 397, counting down to 400. Now I know I'm zoomed in here pretty tight right now, and there's definitely a reason for that. I will zoom back and you won't have so much Stacey in just a moment. But first I want to tell you about a card that I received in the mail last week. We love getting cards from everybody. It is wonderful. We have since we've been closed, we have a whole wall full of cards from all of you, and we put them up every time we get a new one. This card happened to come with a little gift attached. Now, we try to say no gifts, cards, yay, but this little gift was just, it just made my heart so happy. It's back there. I'll zoom back in just a minute. It came from a customer you may have heard of before. If you watch me on YouTube frequently, you may have heard me refer to Justin, just in time Justin, because he was a winner chicken dinner. And I made some random joke about, Justin, you're just in time for your winner chicken dinner. And then he wrote me an email. Lo and behold, Justin his name came from his mom, and when she gave birth to him, because apparently it was just in time. Kismet, who would have ever thought or known? So I received this darling card. You snailed it. Isn't that so cute? You snailed it, with a lovely message inside congratulating me on getting up to 400 YouTube classes and encouraging me to keep going, getting the 100,000 subscribers. We're still about 7,000 short, but we are the little engine that could. Now, included with his card was a darling gift. And I've been given this gift before from local customers, Michael and Tony, who made me a banner for my 350th YouTube. I think it was the 350th YouTube. I left that banner up forever. Well, I'm gonna zoom on back so you can see what's behind me. And then I'm gonna tilt on up a little bit, and I'm gonna start to zoom in so you can get a better view of what Justin sent. We're so high tech here, I know. Look isn't that so cute? So it's made of vinyl, so it can stay there all the time. And you can see that there's a little yellow Post-it note on it. That's because below the Post-it note is actually the number 400, but we're not at 400 yet. So we thought we would put a yellow Post-it note over it, and each YouTube until we get to 400, change the Post-it note. Now Mary Lynn, SMS girl Mary Lynn, said that is tacky with the Post-it note, but I don't care. It's so cute. Justin, I love it. Thank you so much. I have a prop now. We're so high tech here. People who are used to watching like really good YouTubers are like, is this girl for real? Is she doing this on her own? Yeah, kinda. It is what it is. We have no overhead cameras. I don't have anybody manning the camera for me. I don't have a computer screen sitting here. It's just you and me, baby. That's what it is. So Justin, I just want to say thank you. It was such a thoughtful gift. It made my heart happy. It was so unnecessary, but so appreciated. So a big heart to Justin for my lovely banner, and we will just continue to count it on down until we get to 400. I still have the banner that Tony and Michael made for me earlier, for an earlier YouTube. I don't throw anything away ever. So that's why I was so zoomed in, because I didn't want you to see it yet. And now I have time to talk about, let me get my glasses on, updates. So the warehouse sale, I want to give you your latest update. And please know that if you are not part of the warehouse sale, if you did not buy a $1.99 die that was $20 regularly, or get some of that 25-cent spellbinder stuff, or 99-cent embossing folders, this doesn't pertain to you at all. This is only for the people who participated in the warehouse sale last year. Our numbers have changed. I believe we were at 210648 was what I thought we were at. Our new number is 210757. So if you are order 210757, 756, 755, 754, all the way down to numbers that start with 209. That's where we started at 209. Gosh, was it 209 400 maybe? 209 300? Now we're up to 210757. Well, that means your order is upstairs starting to be fulfilled. To 757, 756, 755, all the way down. Most of you have already, who have orders before that, you've received your order, and if not, then your order is in fulfillment or it's waiting to be quality controlled, which is Mr. SMS's job. He's out there doing it right now. Usually he does it at his desk. Mr. SMS is doing all the quality control on the hop. We have one person pulling, one person quality controlling, and one person shipping. They make up their own little team. So, and Mr. SMS is the quality controller. So you may already have your products in hand, and if not, just keep track of your statuses on your account. You'll see it go from maybe awaiting payment to payment received, or payment received to awaiting fulfillment to awaiting shipping, and then finally shipped, when you will get your tracking number. Now, if you have an order that is a 209 order all the way up to 210 757, although I know 757 is paid for, and you had a pay later order, it's time. It's past time. Please give us a call. Please, we'll take the number, your payment over the phone. No problem. We can send you another PayPal invoice. You don't need to have PayPal to pay it. There's a link down below that lets you use any credit card. Please help me finish my commitment to you by you finishing your commitment to me. We paid for all of this merchandise in good faith that you made the commitment you would pay for it once it was time, and it is now time. And I have got a stack this big of pay laters that have not paid, including some local customers, which I'm not exactly sure how to handle, but I'll figure it out. So 210757 and below, congratulations, your orders are processing, and hopefully next week I will have another update for you, and we will just keep rolling through until they are all shipped. Now, regular orders, that's a totally different story. Unless you were part of the warehouse sale, don't even listen to this at all. Just in one ear, out the other. Pretend you're my 18-year-old. Okay, what else? I have winter chicken dinner to talk to you about. Let's do winter chicken dinner. I can pronounce both of these names. That's right there. I feel like I've won. Okay, first name is Penny Freeman. Hello, Penny Freeman. How are you today? Is that you? Because if it is, you are a winner chicken dinner and have just received a $25 gift card to Scrapbooking Made Simple. But Penny, you're not alone. We always choose two. Who's the second winner? I know this winner chicken dinner. Rita DeCook. Hello, Rita DeCook. You too are a winner chicken dinner here at Scrapbooking Made Simple and have received a $25 gift card to spend any way that makes your heart happy. The money is already in your online account, girls, so just have fun and buy something that you wouldn't necessarily buy for yourself. We have to do the winner chicken dinner dance, and to remind you, you must subscribe. There's a little heart over here that has SMS in the middle of it. Just hit that, and a little bar will come up that says subscribe to Scrapbooking Made Simple. Please subscribe. They say if you don't ask, then they won't do it, so I'm asking. I want 100,000 followers so my kids will get off me. They're like, Mom, like, I'm trying, but I'm going to be 53 years old. You know, I'm trying to stay cool and hip. Do they even say cool and hip anymore? So we have to do the winner chicken dinner dance. Are you ready? You're a winner, chicken dinner. You're a winner, chicken dinner. Wahoo, catch you, for you. Congratulations. Also, for those of you who know, my boys were in a car accident this past week. Michael has had his license for 3 weeks, little Michael. He's had insurance for 2 weeks. They were rear-ended and a car was T-boned and 5-car accident. They're fine. They're going to be okay. We don't know about the car yet. And that was Mr. SMS's car that we bought it used, and it has now it has 200,000 miles on it, but it was a great car for a kid, and I don't know what they're going to do with it. But my kids are fine. Thank you so much for all your prayers and well wishes. They're sore. They're still sore, don't get me wrong, but it could have been so much worse. And boy, that is your heart living outside your body, isn't it? Your kids, you think your heart's inside of you? Oh no, they're walking around oblivious that they can just put your heart in a stand. I mean, they can just with it at any time. So anyway, I just wanted to give you an update on my kids. Now this YouTube class is about being affordable. It's about being affordable. It's about being thoughtful. It's about being practical. It is the 2022 calendar YouTube class. I only do it once a year. This is it. I've been waiting to do it. I will be upright and honest. The product hasn't arrived here yet. It's still in the port of Los Angeles. And I want to let you know, it shipped in January. It shipped in January and it still has not landed to me. I've talked to UPS and I've got confirmation that it is in the port and we expect to have it in the next 2 weeks. So I felt comfortable enough doing this YouTube now, but the product's not here yet and it shipped in January. This is the supply chain timeline problems that everybody is finding themselves in. It just, right now, grace and patience is what we need to have more of than ever before. Some grace for everybody and some patience. And if you can find both of those, you are so far ahead of the game, right? Right. So $10 will make you 10 gifts. And these gifts are practical and lovely and people want them. And I promise you, if you make a card for somebody or you give them one of these calendar gifts, you do something similar to this year. And then next year, you go buy them something store-bought or you give them a store-bought card. The first thing they ask is, did I do something wrong? You're like, no, why? Well, you didn't make it for me. People love handmade, thoughtful gifts, even if they only cost $1. Trust me on this. They love the gifts that come from your heart. They love the gifts that you have thought about and that you have put your time and effort into, even if they're only $1. Now, of course, you can bling them up and do tons of stuff, but I want everybody to know crafting can sometimes be expensive, but it doesn't always have to be. And our goal is to keep crafting affordable, because if we do, well then you keep crafting and I keep a job. And I keep my people employed and I'm able to make payroll every Friday. So I want you to look at this not as, oh, they're $1. No, look at it as, I can do that for church friends. I can do that for my crafty group. I can do that for my kids' classroom. I can take this into my kids' classroom and they can make one for their parents. Mom and dad's love. I mean, come on. So I've got a lot to share with you today. I've got new product from Ozzy Andrew Couture Creations, his alcohol inks. They're pearl. We've never had pearl alcohol inks before. They're beautiful. I'm going to tilt down. We're going to get started for today. And remember, it's all about what's in your heart, not about what's in your wallet, especially when you're given a gift. Okay, I'm going to tilt down. I think when Hallmark said it's, well, I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to tilt down for today. Bye. Not get myself in any more trouble. I find myself in trouble all the time. I say what I think and I think what I say. And sometimes, well, oops. Okay, maybe a little bit more so my tummy is not involved. All right. How cute is this? This cost $1 to make. Well, your paper, but the chipboard, the calendar, $1 to make. Then we have this one. Look at how darling is this. Also, $1 to make using your scrap paper, my 2022 calendar, and my new piece of chipboard, one of my new shapes for this year. These are thoughtful gifts that people love. We have people who email every week, when do the calendars release? When do the calendars release? Now, I couldn't do it until I knew that they were in the port. They're now. Look at this. And it's on an easel, so it stands. There's your calendar. Look at what a great gift this is. This is all paper. One piece of chipboard. Now, this may look familiar to you, this chipboard, because this is part of our Slimline albums that we did with Clear Scraps. This is using their Slimline album, and you get 5 pieces of chipboard in their Slimline album, and we just took one of the pieces out to make something even a little bit larger, a little bit more prominent for our calendars. All right, so there's some samples. And first things first, I want to start with the actual calendars and tell you about an oopsie that happened. Every year we do easels to go with our calendar tabs. Let's see, do I have an easel here somewhere? Yeah, see, this one has an easel. Every year we do easels to go with our calendars so that they can stand up. And this year's no different. We did easels. When I got my QC samples, it was too late for me to make a change. And so they're shipping in, well, I'm not overly thrilled with them, I'll be honest. I mean, I am more honest. So normally you fold this back and you would tape this to your chipboard, and then there's this little piece that folds down. Now, if you're careful, it'll fold down. But most often, it breaks right out. I think in manufacturing, they cut too deep. And when you instead of scoring it, they cut it. So when you fold it, it just cuts right out. They do still stand. You can still attach your base to it and it will still stand. But I really felt that I can't sell these, even at a discount. They come 5 per pack, and I really just feel that I have to give them away. I can't sell them. I'm not going to throw them away because you may want them and do something with them. At the same time, I'm not going to take your money for them. So the only way we could figure out how to best do this so that it seemed fair and easy is we have the calendars. And the calendars come 10 to a pack. So in each of this pack right here, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You get 10 calendars, January through December, 10 different times. So we thought we would do 2 packs of calendars. They're $1.99 each, so that would be $3.98. That gets you 2 packs of calendars. And we would give you a pack of the easels for free. And the easels, I think, usually run $3.99. So that's what we're going to do to give these to you for free. We're going to sell this as a bundle. This is the only way we're going to be able to sell it to keep everything accurate. And hopefully you're able to use the easels in a manner that works best for you. They do still work. I can't sell you something I know is not right. I just can't. So it is what it is. Sometimes you go wahoo kachoo and sometimes you go, oh well. Okay, so each of the calendars, like I said, they come in a pack of 10. So when you get the 1 pack, it's going to have 10 Januaries through Decembers. I do a new shape, a new outline every year, and I do new shapes of the chipboard every year. This year I've gone ahead and not only did I do chipboard, but I did acrylic to go with it. So every shape has chipboard and acrylic. Now the acrylic right now has a liner on it, and I will show you that in a minute. So let me just get these all out so you can see the shapes. Every year I do different shapes. Oh, there the acrylics are, the liners off that one. And I'm missing, up here it is. And an acrylic for my picture frame, which is really my favorite one, I think. The idea between these is that you can use Just one, and one calendar, and you decorate it, and there's your dollar. And that is what this is. There's your dollar, because you get 5 pieces and 10 calendars, and when you divide it all up, this is about $1. Or you can go ahead and start layering different things over it. So that layers perfectly over the top. And this layers over that. Or 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 that layers over that. And that's just using the chipboard. Then we can change things up, and we can use the acrylic and put the acrylic over the top. Where's the one that I had that, oh, you can barely see it. Here's the, it's all crystal clear already. The film is already off of it. But I could take that and do this. There's just so many options for you. That's the whole idea, is to give you options so that you can make anything you want, any way you want, starting with just one piece and then adding to it, deciding what else you want on it. You can even go there if you want. You can go there if you want. You can go there. And then I mean, you just, lots of options between them at a price that is really meant to keep crafting affordable. My Simply Defined products are always priced to keep affordable. Now I'm going to start coloring these, and I'm going to do it pretty easy and pretty simple. I'm going to give you a couple different options to color these with, because really, I think you probably have things in your stash already that will work. I don't think you necessarily need to go out and buy something to color these. So I want to give you a few options. First things first, I think I'm going to I'll color with well, I'm using Ising paint. This is their 80% natural paint. Comes in this little pouch. The nice thing about the Ising is that while you think that that's a printed on color, it isn't. That's the actual paint. This is transparent in the packaging. So what you see is what you get, which is really, really nice. I don't know. I've got a whole bunch of them over there that I've painted, but let's just paint. Now I'm going to use my fingers. You absolutely can use a paintbrush. Do you have to use the Ising paint? No. What do you have in your stash already? Or can you get something locally? It can be 99-cent paint from the 99-cent store, or the Dollar Tree, or Walmart, or better yet, your local craft store, your local independent craft store. That's the best place to shop. But I don't want you to think you have to spend a lot of money on the paint, because really, you're just trying to get it down. You're just trying to cover that chipboard up. And a little bit more, and I think I'm done. Now I could do both sides so that you don't see the chipboard on the back side, but I'm good. So I'm going to let that dry for just a second. I'm going to put that over here and let that dry. Wipe my fingers off. And again, you can use Tammy and Donna. You can use, these are customers who are locals, who, when we do our Saturday free make and takes, when we get back to them, they'll walk in and see that we're doing something with paint or blending or color, whatever. And they're like, fingers? I'm like, yes, we always put out paintbrushes, but I encourage best tool you ever had. Okay, so I did that one in green. Now we also have glitter. Ooh, glitter. Okay. This is eye zinc glitter. And I don't know if you can see the glitter, if you can see the glitter moving in there, because this is transparent. What the color you see is the color you get. This isn't a printed color and you're going to get close to that color. That is the color. If you're using glitter to do these, I want to let you know that you need to use something that is a thicker glitter. If you use a Stickles, one, you're going to use a lot of it without question. And two, it's going to take it quite some time to dry. The eye zinc glitter is nice because it dries super fast, like that. Or the eye zinc diamond glitter is really nice because it dries super fast. All of the eye zinc product dries really fast and lovely. It is formulated by Fred, who owns Aladdin, and he is a chemist. And, well, he's good at what he does. He's a chemist who's into crafting. Bless his pea-picking heart. You don't use very much of this tub or this whatever, I don't know, pouch goes a really long way. And it gives good all over coverage. So you can use your Stickles, but you're going to be waiting overnight for it to dry, and I didn't want to do that. You can use your Cosmic Shimmer. Do you have Cosmic Shimmer and their Glitter Kiss or some of their pastes or their glitters? Absolutely, give it a try. I don't know how quickly they dry. See, this one's almost dry. Put a little more around the edges. I'm not going to worry so much around the center that it's not completely covered because I know I'm going to cover that up. Let me wipe my hands off. So eye zinc product is water soluble. That means great for kids, no problems. Wipe everything down, and in just a few short minutes this is going to be completely dry. Yeah, see, it's already very little's on my finger. It's not, I mean, if this was Stickles, it'd be all over the place. But this will be dry fairly soon. So I'm going to put that next to my other one. And then I'm going to bring out my Pearly, which is so pretty. Pearly. So Pearly and Shiny have just landed. If you've ordered it, it just landed and we'll have it out to you shortly. And let's do this one in Pearly. And maybe I'll do it in the green. Pearly is a paint. It's not a mousse. It's not a paste. It's a paint that has a beautiful, did I just do the backside? I sure did. Stacey. Okay, so the chipboard there is a front and a back side. The front side has more of a kind of a beveled edge around the edges, where the back side is a little more flat. And I just did the wrong side. Okay, well, maybe I was going to paint both sides of it anyway, right? Let's get some more. And let's just go. So I love the Pearly because when you're all done, it's got this beautiful pearlescent effect to it. And again, it dries in no time at all. In fact, it's already starting to dry in my center. So paintbrush, absolutely. I wouldn't use anything expensive. I would just go get a couple of those foamy paint brushes from the hardware store. They sell them really inexpensively. It'll definitely do the trick. Oh, too much. All right, so done. So when pearly dries, it's going to have a beautiful pearlescent look to it. So I'm going to let that one sit off to the side. Can you see how many options you have to paint these to get color on them? It doesn't have to, you don't have to go out and do anything special. Go through your stash and see what you've been sitting on that you haven't used in a while and pull it out. The beautiful thing about the calendars is that you're supposed to use what you have. We'll give you the base, we'll give you the starting point, but then use up the product you already own. Now, I think for this one, I'm going to do a pigment ink. Do you have pigment ink? This is an Eyes Ink pigment ink. If you may have purchased this already from us and already have it in your stock, it doesn't really matter whose pigment-based ink it is, but it needs to be a pigment-based ink. That's important. Dye-based ink like a Tim Holtz Distress ink or a Memento ink or a lot of the Hero Arts inks or Stampin' Up ink. Those are dye-based inks, and we love them because we'll ink up our stamp and then we'll stamp with it and it stamps beautifully and it's instantly dry because that ink absorbs into the paper. Pigment-based ink stands on top of the paper, sits up on top of the paper, and doesn't necessarily absorb in at a fast pace. It allows you to have metallic ink. Most metallic inks are pigment-based inks because a metallic, to keep it metallic, has to sit up on the paper. So it will take longer to dry without any question. You also can throw clear embossing powder right over the top of this and heat emboss it, and well, then it's dry from the get-go. But it gives you beautiful coverage. I just kind of want to give you an idea. It gives you beautiful coverage from blah chipboard to beautiful silver. Now I could have taken paper, absolutely, and covered this with paper, but use what you got. Maybe you don't have silver paper and you wanted silver paper, but you do have a silver pigment pad. Could have absolutely taken paper and done it with paper. Okay, I think I'm going to be good. And let this sit. I want to get there. I can see that I didn't get there as much as I want. All right, I'm going to let it go. I need to let it go. And let me wipe down my table. So we have taken 4 different types of mediums to paint chipboard. We've taken just basic paint that you can get just about anywhere for 79 cents. We've taken a thicker glitter. We've taken a pearlescent, ooh, see the pearlescent starting to come out, a pearlescent paint, and see, dry, right? That's lovely. You can see this one's dry, no shiny. And we've taken a pigment-based ink to paint these. Now it's up to you what to do with them. I've got a bunch of them over here that I did a little bit earlier. Now I decide, what do I want it to look like? I can take this with that. And then let's back a couple of these. Let me get a piece of paper. So you may choose to use a colored paper to coordinate. I'm going to back a couple of these in black paper, my calendars. And I'm going to keep it a pretty thin mat. You can make it as wide as you want. I want to keep it a pretty thin mat. So let me tape that down, and I'll make a couple of them so they're readily handy. How much scratch paper do you own? Think about it. Think about all the things you can now do with that scratch paper. You don't want to give it up because it's too pretty to throw away. But it's not enough to make any, a layout with or a card with, but it is enough to do some of these. You may have the most beautiful piece of paper that's just this size and you just couldn't get rid of it. You just couldn't. So it's been in that bin of yours of odds and ends, and now is your opportunity to use it. Let me cut another one, just so I have a few ready to go. And maybe I'll cut a couple different widths of borders. Maybe that's a good idea. And that way you can see. How much extra cardstock do you have where you've just got little bits and pieces? And again, you don't know when you're ever going to use it, but you're positive you're going to use it at some point, so you'll hold on to it. This is that some point. This is what keeps it so affordable, because you're going to pull from your stash to personalize it. Okay, and I think I cut one yesterday. So there we go. So I've got a couple of them now. All right, so what if I put these two together and I put that on there? What if I decide I don't want a mat at all? And I leave just the little silver gold around, the little silver frame around it. What if I decide that I like that on there? And what if I decide that I like that on there? Or, and this is just using inks, no papers at all. We haven't really even played. I mean, no paper yet at all. What if I decide I like, ooh. What if I put, that on there and that on there? Options. Options is what we have, and we haven't even pulled out paper yet. What if I did that on there? I painted this one kind of a pinky earlier. Pretty, right? Or no, I need the bigger one. Too small. Do I have a bigger one? I have the bigger one in the blue. Ooh, is that so pretty? That on there. Or that on there. The whole idea is that you can mix and match until your heart is happy. Ooh, that on there. Ooh, my gosh, right? Are you with me? Do you feel it? But then we can take paper and we can utilize paper too. Absolutely, without question. We can take, let me put those there. Let's see, we can take, ooh, this is such pretty paper. And put those there, and I'll pull some over once I figure out what paper I'm using. Okay, let's see. How about we use this one? How about we just do this one? One piece. And Ooh, that looks good. How about that one? Piece of paper, Aladdin paint. You want to use paint that does not have a huge amount of water to it, because you don't want the chipboard to warp. So let's cut there. And then let's cut there and see how close we are. Well, that cut's not straight at all, but we'll just fix that right up, won't we? And then there. A few little bling if you don't want to attach. We have several of them where we have hanging, where we have more than one. But how cute is that? Right? Simple. Extra paper. What paper do you have extra of? Ooh, love this color. This is the glitter from Aladdin, the diamond. Is there anything in here that would go with that? Gosh, I almost hate to cover this up, but it'll. Let's go here. And here. And I can put this on. Oh, I can put it on this way too. But I can put this on all on its own. Or I can go ahead and have it backed. What do you have that you're sitting on that you haven't used? You've got opportunity. Beautiful opportunity. I wonder if I have anything that's going to go with that. Oh, let's see. Ooh, this pad is so pretty. This is the patina pad. Ooh, how about that piece right there? What if I did this one? How about I trim out some of this? Okay, too big. Take some off the bottom. Don't I wish? Ooh. Ooh, isn't that pretty? And then I could use a slightly whiter one. I could even trim that down a little bit more. Isn't that beautiful? You have options. Gosh, I could have left it a little wider and then put that on top of it so the paper came through the sides. I mean, there is just a ton to be done, all using things you may already own. One piece of chipboard. So the chipboard comes 5, the chipboard and the acetate or acrylic come 5 to a pack, and it's either $2.99 a pack or $3.99 a pack, just depending on the size. This is obviously bigger. This would be closer to your $3.99 a pack. Ooh, look at that. Oh my gosh, they're so pretty. You don't have to use them for calendars. You could put somebody's picture in there. I just want to take this one down in size. You could make them magnets for the refrigerator. You could put 2022 here, and then you'll see how we've hung the smaller pieces. We've hung the smaller pieces off the bottom to hold the calendars. Absolutely. So it's all about mixing and matching when you're using the chipboard. And again, 5 pieces, regardless if it's the acrylic or the chipboard, and $3.99 or $2.99 depending on how big the shapes are. The bigger shapes are $3.99, the smaller shapes are $2.99 for 5 pieces. Oh. See, I could just sit here, and I know I can't. I understand. I need to get with it. But man, I could sit here all day and play. So I like to make a bunch of my chipboard without having any real thought about how I'm going to. I'll paint them and color them and just have an assortment. And then once I'm all done, then I'll start figuring out what I want them to look like and what I'm going to layer with each. I really don't go in with any kind of thought process of, okay, it needs to be this color to go with that. I just paint and glitter and then let inspiration take over. Oh, I probably shouldn't have thrown that away, but my gosh. Look at how lovely that is. You can do this. You really can do this, and you can do it at a price that you are comfortable with, that you feel good about. That's the most important thing, that you enjoy your hobby and you don't have to compromise or sacrifice your hobby because it's too expensive. That breaks my heart when I know people you have to choose. I'm going to tilt up just for a minute. I'm going to move on to the alcohol inks because it's beautiful. I'm going to go back just a little bit. So I know it's been rough. I know, trust me, the last 7 years of my life have not been easy, from the day my dad passed away all the way up to last few days when my boys had a car accident and the open heart surgery and the stroke and the fire and my mom. I mean, it's life. And the last year has been harder than we ever thought possible. I know so many people who are working so hard, much harder, to just hold on to what they have. And maybe that's you. That's where $10 to do this comes in. That's where finding what you have to use and using it comes in. That's where, if you can't get the chipboard and use your boxes from your cereal. You're not going to hurt my feelings, but you are going to craft something beautiful. If you want the calendars and that is the only thing in your budget, then use your cereal boxes. Because really, like I said earlier, things have been hard, but we shouldn't have to give up what we love. we should be able to find a way to keep it affordable. And when you give somebody a handmade gift, the first thing they ask is, for me? They don't say, well, how much did it cost? Or they immediately start thinking, oh, I saw this on Amazon for $25.99. No, they think, you made that for me? It touches their heart when you make something from your heart. That means more to people than anything money can buy. So if you're looking at me going, $1, who would want something for $1? I would, because it came from you. People love it when you make them stuff. And you feel good giving them something that you did just for them. That's what this is supposed to be about. So, yeah, maybe it's a little cheesy doing these little calendars. But I guarantee you, you give somebody a calendar this year and you don't give it to them next year, they're going to ask you, what did I do wrong? They just appreciate your the thoughtfulness that you put behind what you did. Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to get teared up, but it's just so important that people know that just by little thoughtful gifts that they're enough, and you're enough. All right. Sorry, I lost half of you because I teared up. I'm sorry. I know I keep they say I wear my heart on my sleeve. Okay, let's move on. Acrylic. So we did the chipboard. Let's play with the acrylic for a little bit. Now the acrylic it's beautiful. I'm really happy I did it. All the shapes match. This one has had the liner pulled off. Whoa, both sides. So let's pull the liner off of this one so you can see. The calendars are one of my most favorite YouTubes just because I know it can reach so many people. It can have an impact. I'm telling you, a little kid makes one of these for their mom or their dad or their grandma or their grandpa or their uncle or their aunt or whomever, their Sunday school teacher. It's wanted. So I've pulled it off one side and you can see I've got a high gloss, but I'm still not completely crystal clear. Now I pull it off another side and now I am completely crystal clear. Beautiful. And we have it in all the shapes. But how do you color acrylic? Well, you need an alcohol-based ink. Alcohol-based ink. So we use alcohol-based inks a lot here at Scrapbooking Made Simple. If you've got anything that's called StazOn, you've got an alcohol-based ink. If you have Marabou markers, you've got alcohol-based ink. If you've got Copics or Sharpies or Bics, you've got alcohol-based ink. And I'm going to color these with an alcohol ink. Now, typically, a lot of people know alcohol ink from Tim Holtz, and Ranger makes a beautiful product. This is by my friend Ozzy Andrew at Couture Creations, and he has a whole collection of alcohol ink. And I decided I wanted to start with the Pearl because we've never done ever Pearl alcohol inks. Let me get this off. So an alcohol ink, they come in little bottles like this. This one's Pearl, so it will have a little ball in there to shake up that mica. Alcohol ink is not made for standard paper. It's not made, let's see. It's not made for standard paper. This is just regular paper. Beautiful, right? Wouldn't that be so pretty on? Wouldn't that be beautiful against the dark of the... Oh, that'd be so pretty against the dark of the... Anyway, I digress. So, alcohol ink, it's not made for regular paper. It's made for surfaces that are non-porous. So, plastic and glass and metal. And yes, there are papers that are made for alcohol ink that are a plastic substrate. There's a Yupo paper out there. Ozzy Andrew has his own paper. So, but on a regular piece of paper, that's what you get. And it bleeds through, just like your Copics would. It won't blend. It's not meant to do anything on regular paper, and that's not what you use it for. However, it does look beautiful. It is meant for glass and for plastic, which is what we're going to use it on. Now, the pearlescent is just that. When it dries, it has this beautiful pearl effect to it. Do I want to use fern? Do I want to use apple? Maybe a little sepia. Maybe a little butter. And most of the time, people are used to using a blender tool with it. And Ozzy Andrew makes this cute little heart blender tool. And it kind of clicks in. And you'll see people bouncing with it and things like that. And we will too. And I'll have this on the YouTube Yummy sale. But for this is a lot of just dropping and letting it run. This is a lot of really not giving much thought to it, where kids are able to do this because they don't have to spounce. And alcohol ink will clean up easily with hand sanitizer. I'm going to be using the Marabou hand sanitizer today for my blending solution. I know a lot of companies make specific alcohol ink blending solution, but honestly, this does a great job, and you get so much more for the price. I mean, this is a huge bottle. When you blending solution, they can get $5 for a bottle this size. It can be just because it says scrapbooking on it, or because it's made for scrapbooking, the price just seems to go up, up, up. So I have my Marabou hand sanitizer in my bottle. Now, we got these in, and these are starting to ship out for all of you who have bought the turbo bottle from Ozzy Andrew. This is the best misting bottle I have ever used, hands down, in all my years of crafting. It shoots this beautiful fine mist. It locks, you can lock it into place. It holds enough to make it worthwhile, and it's affordable. We sold out of these, but I called Ozzy Andrew last night, this morning, and asked him if he could get me any more of these. And he was able to put 300 more in the mail to us. So I've got 300 more of these bottles, and they really are, this really is the best bottle I've ever had. Now, with the alcohol inks, it's all about really just dropping and letting it go. Maybe I'll use pearl. Okay, so I've got too many colors here. So I'm going to go ahead, and a little goes a long way. Little goes a long way. And the pearlescent is a little different than your typical alcohol inks. It kind of dances, very similar to the Marabou alcohol ink that we have, the special sauce, where the colors just kind of dance. And there's a lot in these bottles, so the bottles go a really long way, but I'm just kind of going to let it go in there and move, add a little bit more, and really let it find its way and blend into each other. And I think I am going to use the pearl. The pearl is a white, a pearly white. It's gorgeous. And again, kind of let them move all into each other. Now, if you want to close up those holes, all you have to do is take your finger and kind of dab those holes and they'll close up. Dab your finger in there and those holes will close up. Or you can leave those holes alone. And as this dries, you can come back in with more color just in those holes to really saturate that color just in those holes. So I'm not spouncing at all. I can go in there and kind of move it around so it gets all over. I can add some more until I'm happy. I can even just kind of shake it to get it around. But I like the idea of just kind of dropping and then letting it run. I love watching it run and blend and move. Because then when I turn it around, well, I'm going to let it dry. Let's let it sit and dry for a few minutes. I'm going to leave it just like this, even with the little holes in. Well, all right, I'll get rid of the little holes. Okay, I'm going to let that sit and dry for a few minutes, and we'll move into a different color. Let's try something else. Let's try another color while that one dries. How about, I want to show you how the metallics work. So I'm going to grab this one, and let me wipe up my space. And let me go in with my gold. So my gold is definitely gold. And let me drop Okay, so I kind of smushed it around with my fingers. It's moving. You can see it. Can you see it moving as I'm holding it? And it is, it's gold. But what's so cool about the metallics is that when you use them, I'm going to grab a different color. How about we grab the Imperial? Now, right now, it's all gold. That's all you see is gold coming through. But if I drop my Imperial on top, the Imperial is going to run underneath that gold and give you room in there. It's very cool. You can put it right on the edge. So I put it right on the edge, and can you see it forming that bubble? That's the ink running underneath the gold. Look at that. Can you see that? It's running underneath the gold, and there it is, causing a blend. And it's underneath the gold. You can run it right along the edges, and it'll work its way right into the gold. Giving you really cool effects, amazing effects. And now I can just put a hole, I can get some down here, so I've got some going on, and kind of move it around so I get it over the whole thing. And what's going to happen is, because I've used so much, now it's breaking up my gold and moving my gold to different parts. And let's get some in here, and under there, and over here. And I can even spounce if I want. Or I could add more gold if I want. Up here and over there, around there. Kind of spounce it in. And maybe some more red. And you just let it go. The idea is to just let it be free and organic. And I'm going to let that dry for a few minutes and we'll see what we've got. So this one has been sitting here and it looks this way on the back side, but it looks this way on the front side. And you've got that high gloss from the acetator, the acrylic. And it's so pretty. Back side, front side. Now, what if we did, I'm gonna put that one there because we may use it. What if we did this one and I could spounce. Let's use my spouncer. So here's my spouncer. This is a piece of felt and it's held on by Velcro. Can you make something like this at home? Absolutely. Just know that your felt needs to be a thicker felt. It can't be that inexpensive felt that you get at Walmart. You need a thicker felt. Do I need a piece of felt for every color that I'm going to do? No, heavens no. I will blend and blend and blend on here until I can't blend anymore. In fact, maybe I'll use this one, get a slightly bigger one to spounce on, just so you can see. So now I can choose to add some alcohol ink to my spouncer. And let's get some orchid here. And put some of that on there, just some drops. And using your spouncer is going to be a much lighter type of look. So I can just spounce it all over. Now, let's say I want some darker purple in there. Right now, that's what I've got. And you can kind of see that shine of the pearlescence coming through. So I want some darker purple. I'm going to put it right on top. And kind of bounce it wherever I want it to go. How about we really change it up? Let's try some blue and see if it makes mud. The blue is making my purple even more purpley. So that's kind of where we're at. Let me put something behind it so you can get a better feel for it. And then let's throw some silver on there just for good measure. Let's see, where's my silver? That's my pearl. No, no, no. Silver. And what if you look at this and you're like, oh, that's not what I wanted, although I like that very much. look at the texture and the depth. It feels like you're looking into something because you've got that depth of the silver and the purpley and we've blended the colors to make something. But what if you look at, oh, is this one done? Oh, look at how pretty that is. Okay, so you see all this red here? Look at in the back, you don't see any of it because it's underneath the gold. Oh my gosh, look at how beautiful that is. Love the alcohol inks, love the pearlescence of them. But what happens if you look at this and you say, I'm not so sure? What if you look at that and go, I don't know? Or you grab a piece of paper. Let's even put the music behind it. What about white music? And you're like, I don't know if I like that very much. Okay, easy peasy. Not often in your life do you get a chance to do a do-over. Take your hand sanitizer, spray, spray, spray. Wipe, 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 and you're good to start all over again. As long as you don't use alcohol next to your alcohol ink piece, as long as you don't get alcohol on it, that alcohol is going to stay there forever, the design. This is going to stay here forever until I decide if I want. Now I could cover this up with a beautiful piece of paper. And that way, actually, I could turn the paper this way. If I did that, then I would have a finished side here, ready for my music notes on the back, and nobody would ever see. And if you don't like it, you simply erase it. It's that simple. You just erase it. Let's use some sepia. Let's just kind of put it all over. That way I've got something all over. And then let's throw some blue in here. And then maybe some butter. So I made just an easy foundation. And then let's let it kind of run into each other. Should I put a little green in there? Just because? And let's let them run into each other. And I think I'm going to let that sit. Looks like we kind of have two eyes. Love the sepia. Just kind of, I'm going to let this sit and we'll see what happens when it's all done. And what if you're doing one where we have, like this one, where we have the frame? So that you can easily go in and do a, let's do a, well, I guess we can just stick with the purple since we're on that one anyway. We'll do a spounce all over so that my frame gets done too. Gosh, this one still has the silver. Look at how pretty is this. It has all the colors that were on here to start with. Man, I think I'm going to call that done. I've got it on the back side because it's still wet. So we'll let that dry for just a minute. And then I'm going to flip that over. But there's so much left here. How about we do, I bet we could still get away with a small one too. Look at that. So it all depends upon the look that you like. Are you more spounced? Or are you more free and just letting it flow? Isn't that beautiful? Look at the colors on that. And I just let them blend. They're still a little wet. Oh yeah, still a little wet. Shouldn't have done that, but okay, well I did that. So now we have to add a little bit more because I took color away. Still a little wet. Let's just go in there and add a little. Oh, that's gold. Oh well, we added a little gold. Can't hurt, right? So I'm just gonna let that blend back in together because I accidentally, it wasn't quite dry yet and I put my paper on it. All right, let it go. Leave it alone. And then this one should be done. So now I can turn this one. This one's all dry. I can turn that one over. So pretty. I don't even think I would want to put the whole, I would just want to put, so you keep that edge around the outside of it. It's so pretty and easy to do and effective. Do I have a big blue one like this? Let's see. Oh. Oh, what do we think of that? So I put the blue here against that. Oh my gosh, is that so pretty? And then because I really wouldn't want to cover too much of it up. It's beautiful. But like I said, you'll see in the samples where we've left this one and decorated this and then hung the calendar from below so you don't lose all of that beauty. See, look at the gorgeous colors. Is this one now dry? It's still a little wet. Promise not to touch it. I mean, really beautiful. You have options with these. They're easy. For alcohol inks, they're very affordable. We have them on sale for $3 each. Do you have to use the alcohol inks to make all of this work? No, not at all. And can you just take those, let's try the silver. So I'm gonna put a little silver on this one. Silver, yes. So I'm going to put some silver on this one. And I'm going to kind of move it around, give myself an entire base. And then let's try the purple. And maybe a little of the blue. And let them run. Look at what it's coming out. It's not done yet. I need it to run more and move. You can see it moving on the other side. And blend. And when it's all done, it's got that pearlescent to it. Look at how pretty that's becoming. You want to add more, you add more. Little drops go a long way. This is kind of like a Tabasco sauce where it gives you a little bit. I don't know, you can sit there and just watch it swirl and make into new patterns until you're happy. Can you see it moving? And then I can turn it this way and now it'll start flowing down. And I can turn it this way. And then I can just let it dry. And it'll be what it'll be. So alcohol inks, they're very forgiving because again, how often can you take a piece of paper, a towel, and just wipe the whole thing off? When does that ever happen, right? Right. But this time, no problem. You don't like what you did? Start again. See, but I am in love. Is that dry yet? Kinda, sorta. I'm in love with this one. I think that's just fabulous. And I'm in love with this one. And that's beautiful. What size is this? I could take that and put that on top of there. And start mixing and matching between the acrylic and the chipboard. Ooh, what if I put just a little more blue in here? Just a little more blue. Just let it run. That's very cool. And just let it, can you see it running? It's so cool. Just take a drop and let it run. And then that on top of there. Okay, so the only other thing that I want to show you is doing extra large. Doing extra large. I should put lids on. And do you have to have your hands all inky? No, you can absolutely use a spouncer. And you don't have to have a color heart for every color of your alcohol inks. You saw that I've used this one again and again and again. Now if I was going to change into something red or something pink, or no, I did pink there, or something green. How about green? I would change because Green and purple are just too far away from each other. Oh, that's very, very, very light. I wonder if my darker green is here. Some green. And some butter. And some sepia. Sepia. And all I'm doing is bouncing. Oh, don't start with me. And some more green. Can you see? I'm just adding color on top of color on top of color, and I'm perfectly fine with that. Okay, so spouncing, you're going to get much lighter colors. Oh, don't start. You're going to get much lighter colors. But you can always turn it over and drop your color right on and let it go. Maybe I throw even some pearl in there. Ooh, how about some, oh, I don't know. We'll throw some pearl in. And let it kind of run. Kind of get it all over. And I'm going to let that one dry. And let's see what it looks like. You never know what you're going to get until you get it. Okay, so the bigger ones. I meant to start putting this away, but I got sidetracked. Somebody needed to say, Stacey, you got squirreled. Okay, the bigger ones. So if you recall, a couple YouTubes ago, we did larger slimline albums with clear scraps. So you would get 5 pieces of chipboard that were cut specifically for the Sue Wilson slimline stencils and paper, and we did it in two sizes. One where the slimline fit exactly to, and one where you had an opportunity to perhaps layer. So we're going to put these on sale as well. But what if I took my green, let's just play with the green glitter and a large one. What if I took my green glitter and now I'm not going to cover my whole thing up with glitter because I know that I'm going to grab a piece of slimline paper from Paper Favorites, and that's the paper I've been using all day is Paper Favorites, and I'm going to cover up my center. So I'm not going to waste my glitter on my center. I'm just going to get some down all around my edges. So I maybe going maybe an inch in. Maybe an inch in. And where I'm dabbing is where I can see a little bit of brown coming through. But even right now, I'm not going to care that much about it because I can come back. I want to see where my paper's going to go first. And because this is a thicker glitter, you're going to get a much better coverage, and you're not going to have to wait overnight for it to dry. That's because it's an Aladdin product, and everything they make dries really quickly. Well, except for their pigment ink, which is meant to dry. It's not supposed to dry really quickly. Okay, and one last side. Okay, so I'm going to let that sit for just a second while I look at this one and see how it looks on the other side. Oh my gosh, that's so beautiful. I just love it so much. Oh my gosh, what can I put it on? Okay, see, that is absolutely magnificent on there. Do we like? That makes my heart happy, and you saw how quickly I did that. Bing, bang, boom. Now, what if you wanted the edges to be completely clean? What if you didn't want the alcohol ink to be on the sides? Easy. You just go in there with your blend, well, not your blending solution, your hand sanitizer. I would do it with a Q-tip, but I don't have a Q-tip handy. Put a little bit of hand sanitizer on there and go in and clean your sides. And I could make my frame completely clear again. And erase everything I did around the frame. That is so pretty. And I think I like it on the blue. I could even get a blue one exactly the same size and have that painted the blue and put that down on top. You have such options. Okay, so this one, again, you don't want to use a glitter that has too much water or a paint that has too much water, because you don't want your chipboard to warp. But then I could grab, let's see, Paper Favorites has the most beautiful slimline papers. Oh, that one's pretty. Oh, that one's beautiful. I don't know which one I like better. Do we like that? Because then you can come over and put your calendar there, and that's done. Now you could leave the holes and you could hang it, or you could cover up the holes, and down below you could put 2020, or you could put ribbon across here. It's up to you where you want the holes, but do we like that one? My January is upside down. Wouldn't that make something lovely for somebody's desk? And it's done. One piece of chipboard, one paper, one calendar. Done. Or, gosh, I don't even know where I would put the calendar on this one. Maybe you love this sheet of paper, but you don't love her. Huh. Okay. Done. But look at how pretty is that. Done. I need to add a little more down below, but that's okay. I'm good. This is just for you guys and me and samples. Maybe you like her. Maybe you don't. You have options. But wouldn't that be beautiful on somebody's desk? You could do it this way and it could hang. You could put put magnets on the back of this and it can go on their refrigerator. They're easy to do, easy to make. Just decide what you're going to use to paint. That's all you have to do. What are you going to use to cover up the chipboard? Are you going to use an inexpensive paint, Are you going to use a glitter? Oop. This is the Aladdin paint. Is it Apple Barrel that makes paint, or Deco paint? Somebody, they make it for like 99 cents or 97 cents, or you might even be able to get it for less than that. I have no idea. Can you use the Aladdin paint? Absolutely. It's beautiful paint. There is definitely going to be a difference between the two, but if you're trying to keep it affordable, use what you can afford. Get the calendars, because once the calendars are sold out, they're sold out. If you like some of the chipboard or the acrylic, get that, because once it's sold out, it's sold out. This is definitely a one and done. I won't do this YouTube again until this time next year. And gosh, we have people who love the calendars. We've been getting emails, when? And I just couldn't do it until I knew that they were closer to being here. Okay. Kind of looks like a hot mess. Put that down. And poof. You would tape this all down. Mine's still wet. Options are yours. You choose. Okay, we did a lot today. Let me wipe my hands off. We did a lot today. Now the smaller size, you're not really going to need to paint much of anything, because the paper's going to cover the paper's going to cover the entire thing, and then you can make put your calendars where you want them. You'll see some of the most darling samples that the girls did. And we also have the borders that go with those. So we're going to put those on sale too, so you have those as well. Let's talk what we did today. First off, we started with literally just taking the chipboard and painting it or using glitter with it. Aladdin's Pearly. And then seeing all the different ways, where's a big one? All the different ways that you can then change them up. To add your calendars to them. All the different ways for you to layer to make your heart happy. Then we started taking the alcohol inks and utilizing those to do the same thing. Making them just beautiful. So that you have an opportunity to play Ooh, I know. I'm looking for that one piece. There it is. I was looking for this one piece. How beautiful is that? Oh, or take that and have this one hang from the just beautiful. Your choice. You can just do the one, back it with a piece of paper, put your calendar on it and call it done. It's really up to you how much you want to put into it, how much creativity and time that you want to put into it, and just let yourself be free with it. Don't think so much about, is this going to match with that? No, let it go. Just be free with it and see what happens. See where it takes you. Do I have anything in paper that would back this really lovely? What if you were doing it for your music teacher at school, or your piano teacher, or your violin teacher? What if you wanted to just make them a very thoughtful little gift and just backed it with a piece of music note paper? Hello? Just as easy as ABC 1, 2, 3. Well, how about do, re, mi? Okay, so we painted and we glittered and then we alcohol inked and we let them move, and then if we didn't like them, we didn't care. We erased it with our Marabou hand sanitizer. Look, that one looks so cool. Options are yours at a price that I hope most of you can afford, and that when you give these to somebody, I really do promise you, you have to believe me. The first thing they're going to say is, "Oh my gosh, you made this for me?" And you're going to say, yeah. And they're going to love it. It always takes them by surprise. But then you have to make it every year for them. Even the long ones. So the long one that I showed in the beginning, this one was done using the same board here. Same board. All right, let me show you what we have on sale, because it isn't a whole heck of a lot. First off, we have the calendar tabs. So 2 sets of calendar tabs gets you the free easels, because I can't sell them. It would be wrong even to sell them at a discount. I won't do it. I just need to give them away. Manufacturing mistakes happen, things go wrong, and it's how you deal with it when they go wrong that really shows a little bit about who you are. So my heart says give them away. So we're selling this. This is the only bundle that we have for the calendars. We're not selling the calendars open stock. You can't just buy one calendar. It's 2, and you get the easels for free. So that's $3.98 is the price for all of that. Then we have all the chipboard and all the acrylic. So in every chipboard shape, there is the coordinating acrylic shape, and you saw me use them all day today. They range between $2.99 and $3.99 in price. It's simply defined product. I can't go any cheaper than that. It is what it is. So we've got all new shapes. Every year I do different shapes. Try and mix it up a little bit. And this year I added the acrylic. And I'm glad I did, because I didn't know about Ozzie Andrews' pearlized alcohol inks when I added the acrylics. And it just was like, it was like 2 peas in a pod. They were meant to go together. We absolutely have the Spouncer, which is super cute. Comes with several foam pads on them, and then we have the replacement foam pads as well. I have got the clear scraps. So we did the borders. I'm going to just put the borders out again. We did the borders with the books because the borders fit the books perfectly and you could absolutely utilize them. So we've got the 2 sizes of the books and all of the borders that coordinate. Those will all be on sale. And then I have got all the colors. There's 15 colors of alcohol inks by Couture Creations. All pearlized metallic. It either has a metallic finish or a pearl finish to it. All of them do. Yes, you can do open stock if you want just 1 or 2 colors to play with, but you can also do the I Want It All bundle. Because if you do the I Want It All bundle, we added a full bottle of Marabou hand sanitizer for your blending solution ready to go. We'll also have the blending solution sold separately, but we've got a great value on the I Want It All in all the colors. And then I have 300 more of these that we can sell. The orders are just now being filled for when you originally bought them. So you'll be getting those in the next week or so, maybe 2. They're filling, so filling, quality control, shipping. But now I've got 300 more. I will not get more of these in for about 4 months. So once they're, well, yeah, about 4 months, January, February, March, April, May. Yes, because that's what it's taking just to get this here. So about 4 months when we're sold out. This is a dynamite product. I don't say that very often. You have to know that because I don't say, oh my gosh, this is the best I've ever used. That's the best I've ever used. And then the paper that we used today was Paper Favorites. It's out of Denmark. I'm not going to put it on a YouTube Yummies just because I think you all need to use the paper that you've got. But if you saw something that you love, 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 then it's absolutely under Paper Favorites. And a lot of the samples that the girls have used today was using Stamperia papers. So, and we have those in the 8x8 and the 6x6s. So let me get to samples. Did I forget anything? Well, you'll let me know if I did. All right, so I'm going to start with, first I'm going to start with cards. So I've got 2 cards for you. Now, what a clever idea to take 12 of these, January, February, March, make 12 cards, put the calendar here. Don't circle anything. Give the 12 cards to your friend for them to use to give to their friends, and they'll circle what they need it for. Maybe in February it's an anniversary. Maybe in February it's Valentine's Day. Maybe in February it's a birthday. What if you took each little month and put it on a card, put a beautiful bow around it, and gave those to your friend for Christmas? Somebody who's not crafty, who then can take those and use them as their birthday cards and their happy anniversary and their graduation cards. That is a super thoughtful gift. And the fact that it's got the calendar and the date is circled, super thoughtful gift. So here, look at for the birthday, for a 7-year-old's birthday. And again, the date is circled. The calendar tabs aren't just for calendars. Look at how cute they are on cards. Wait till you see them on the layouts. Then I showed you this one. Again, this is using 1 piece of chipboard. So you get 5 pieces. This one's $3.99. 1 calendar, 10 for, well, you get, they're $1.98 or $1.99 each. You get 20 for $3.98. That keeps them really affordable. And your extra paper, and then we hung it. I showed you this one that has an easel to it. So it can stand for somebody. Look at how beautiful is this. That is 2 pieces of chipboard, foam tape to pop it, extra paper from Ciao Bella, and the easel on the back. Really, really pretty. So I'm going to start with the easier ones. 2 pieces of chipboard and the calendar, your paper. One piece of chipboard, the calendar, your paper, and some twine. Isn't that so cute? 1 piece of chipboard. And this one for the creative at heart, you've got the paint brushes and the paints. Isn't that darling? On an easel. You've got 2 pieces of chipboard here. Look at how cute is that, right? And again, very simple. 1 piece of paper or 1 piece of chipboard and 1 calendar tab and your paper. And yes, an easel. And here, fussy cutting. They cut this out of paper. 1 chipboard, 1 calendar, and your paper. And how darling is this? Here, 2 pieces of chipboard. You've got the big one and you've got the small detail. 1 calendar, and they fussy cut out from the paper the embellishment. Super easy. One piece of chipboard, 1 calendar, an easel, and fussy cutting. Two pieces of chipboard because you've got the picture frame and then you've got the piece behind it. So they put the pattern paper on the piece behind it and put pattern paper on this one. How pretty is that? And then here. Look at how gorgeous is that. What a thoughtful gift for somebody. Really, what a thoughtful gift. And they're not going to say, well, how much did you spend on it? They're going to say, oh, for me? It's so much better to give. I love giving. It makes my heart happy. Okay, then we're going to do the larger ones. So here is the larger book. We've put 2 easels on the back so it stands. We've got the calendar in the middle. This gives you lots of room to decorate if you want. And then look at this one, again on the larger piece of chipboard. This is using Stamperia paper. It hangs. Who wouldn't want that on their vision board? Look at how pretty is this. SMS girl Belinda made this one. There's no cat. But well done, Belinda. I love it. And then here, look at, and this was all Stamperia paper. 1 piece of chipboard, 1 calendar tab. And this flower, we've probably had these flowers since 2004. We've been slowly using them up on samples. The girls won't throw them away. Okay, and then I want to show you some of the alcohol ink ones and the hanging. All right, so remember I said we had some that were going to hang. Here you go. You've got that beautiful alcohol ink at the top, and then we've hung the calendar. Now you could magnetize these, hook these 2 with twine, but magnetize the top one so it goes on the refrigerator. But my gosh, look at that beautiful alcohol ink on the acrylic. And again, beautiful alcohol inking on the acrylic. We didn't want to cover that up, so we hung the calendar off. It was too pretty to hide. Isn't that gorgeous? Ah! And here we've mixed the chipboard and the acetate, or the acrylic. I want to call it acetate, but it's too thick. It's acrylic. And we've hung it. Look at how pretty is that. And then we've hung the calendar off the bottom. And again, you could put a magnet right here, and that could go on somebody's refrigerator, or you can have it hanging. All done with alcohol inks. The pearl alcohol inks specifically. That's how you get that pearly look. Couture Creations alcohol inks, to be even more specific. Poor Ozzy Andrew. It's been a chore to get those alcohol inks here. And then look at Sarah made a shaker. She just took the squares. She made the shaker. She's got the picture frame on top of this one. And she made a shaker on the top. And then I love this one because it's the picture frame, and that's all it is the picture frame. And they fussy cut out all the elements to go with it. So they cut out the little cat, they cut out the little cup full of the scissors and the paintbrush, and they fussy cut out the little banner. And it's just using one piece of chipboard and one calendar tab. But look at how cute is this. I love the picture frame one. Okay, which direction am I going in? This way. Okay, and then here, the chipboard, again hanging. Kept the top one open, so all the decoration is there, and then the calendar is down here. All done with chipboard, so this is 2 pieces of chipboard. And I think then I have 2 layouts. Here's our first layout, where we've used the chipboard and covered it for your pictures. Let me go back just a little bit so you can see a little bit better. So you've got chipboard, 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 chipboard frame. It says family reunion, and she circled the dates of the family reunion. You've got for a picture up here. Really cute layout. Simple. Done. And then our next layout, Elena did this one. And look at, she's fussy cut and put in for your picture. You've got the acrylic and the acetate, no, the acrylic, and you've got the chipboard piece. You've got the calendar. This could be wedding. This could be whatever month you put here. It could be for somebody's birthday. It could be a baby shower. It could be for pictures from the tea party. It could be a bridal shower. It could be an anniversary. It could be just about anything. You pick the month that needs to go here and then circle the date, put the pictures in, and you've got a beautiful layout with a memento of the time that it happened. All right, you guys. Whew. It is me, Stacey. It's Scrapbooking Made Simple. If the only thing you took from this entire YouTube is that if you make it, they will come. They will. Even if you don't do anything of what I've showed you, but you think about something else that you can do for somebody, make it and give them a piece of your heart, because that's what they really want anyway. All right, where are you going to find all of this great product? Well, the Simply Defined product is mine. It's exclusively mine. They're my design. So you're only going to find it here, along with the calendar tabs, all the chipboard, all the acrylic. Ozzy Andrews Pearl alcohol inks, you may be able to get locally. Check it out and see. Some of the chipboard maybe locally, I don't know. Or if you need to use the cardboard from your cereal boxes, that's okay too. The paper favorites, well, that's in from Denmark, so gosh, you'd have to look around for that. I don't know what I can send you to other places. Maybe the Aladdin, the eyes ink, and the paint and the glitter. I know lots of small retailers that have the eyes ink product, so shop with them for the eyes ink product. And if you have to shop online, then absolutely we appreciate you shopping with us, but we also appreciate you shopping with other small, independent online businesses. Not a big corporation online business, but a small mom and pops who really have 7 employees and no fulfillment center. So there's lots of us out there, and we all appreciate all of you out there for just giving us the opportunity to show. It means the world to me. All right, it's me, Stacey, Scrapbooking Made Simple, scrapbookingmadesimple.com. I will see you all next week. Bye, everybody.